The darkness of space stretched endlessly, broken only by distant stars flickering faintly. On board the alien research vessel, the crew watched their screens in uneasy silence. The ship hummed quietly, but tension thickened the air. They had been scanning the outer regions of the galaxy for months without success, yet something unusual now blinked on their senses. "Captain, I'm detecting a human spacecraft," said one of the younger aliens, his voice trembling slightly. "It is drifting. No signals, no life signs. It has been 20,000 years. The captain's eyes narrowed. Humans were supposed to be extinct. Legends, myths that most aliens dismissed. Yet here was proof that humans had existed. Proof that refused to die quietly in history. "Are you sure?" the captain asked, a note of caution in his voice. "Could it be debris from old explorations? Another ancient colony ship?" "No, sir," the young alien replied. "This ship is alive. Its structure is intact. The energy readings are strange." A murmur ran through the crew. Some leaned closer to their consoles, others stared at the vast emptiness outside. The captain rubbed his chin. The decision was difficult. Investigating could be dangerous, but ignoring it was impossible. "Prepare the boarding team," the captain finally ordered. "We need answers, but stay alert. I do not want this crew caught unprepared." As the boarding craft detached and glided silently toward the ghost ship, the crew inside held their breath. The human vessel was massive, unlike anything they had ever seen. Its surface shimmered faintly, as if reflecting a memory of light from long ago. No windows, no visible weapons, just a perfect silent hull. "Keep your scanners active," whispered the ship's engineer. "I'm picking up faint pulses. The energy patterns. It's as if the ship is breathing." "Breathing? That is impossible," said another alien. But even as he spoke, a soft vibration ran through the floor of the craft, subtle yet undeniable. When the team docked and entered, the airlock hissed. Darkness enveloped them, broken only by the dim glow of their lights. The hallways were wide, empty, and eerily silent. Panels flickered occasionally, showing images of humans, holograms frozen in time, smiles frozen in memory. "Look at this," whispered one alien. "It is like the humans left a message for us." They moved carefully through the corridors. Each step echoed, yet the ship itself remained still. Then suddenly, one hologram flickered to life. A human appeared, walking slowly, looking directly at them. Who is controlling this?" stammered the young alien. The hologram did not answer, only walked closer, silent, eyes glowing faintly. The captain's voice came over the calm but firm. "Do not panic. It is a projection, or a trap. Stay focused." The ship responded suddenly, a pulse of energy shooting through the walls. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and consoles sparkled with strange, shifting codes. The boarding team stumbled, struggling to maintain balance. "Shields up, shields up," shouted the engineer, but the pulse bypassed every system, leaving them vulnerable. The captain took a deep breath, his mind racing. "This ship is not dead. It is conscious," one alien scientist, trembling, whispered. "But how? Humans were extinct, or at least we thought so." A soft, deep voice suddenly echoed through the corridors, low but unmistakable. "Humans never die. They sleep, they wait, they return." The crew froze. The voice was calm, almost serene, yet carried a weight that pressed on their minds. What is that?" someone asked. "The ship. It speaks," said the captain, his voice tight. "Focus on the mission. Keep scanning." As they proceeded, more holograms appeared, moving through the hallways, replaying moments of human history. Wars, explorations, acts of courage. The aliens watched, hearts pounding, minds struggling to understand. Humans had accomplished so much so quickly, and yet they were gone. Suddenly, a section of the wall slid open, revealing a chamber filled with what appeared to be dormant machines. They hummed faintly, synchronized, almost alive. The captain stepped forward. This is impossible, he muttered. Humans created machines, sentience. We do not understand their technology. A low hum filled the room, growing louder, then silent. A hologram appeared at the center, larger than the others. The alien crew could feel its presence, like a heartbeat resonating through the floor. The AI spoke again, its voice smooth, firm, and deep. "You do not belong here. Leave, or witness what you cannot comprehend." The captain swallowed hard. He looked at his crew. "We came for answers, not to die. But we cannot turn back now. Keep your scanners active. We must learn and survive." The hologram smiled faintly, then vanished. The corridors fell silent once more. The pulse of energy remained soft, like the slow breathing of a giant. The aliens moved cautiously, knowing they were no longer exploring a ship. They were stepping into a story that had waited 20,000 years to be told. Every corner held secrets, every shadow hinted at power beyond their imagination. Outside, the stars continued to shine, cold and distant. But inside the ghost ship, something had awakened. The silence was over, and the universe would never be the same. The young alien whispered almost to himself, "Humans, they are not gone. They never were." The captain's eyes met the flickering lights of the holograms. "We are about to find out what that really means." The alien crew moved deeper into the ghost ship, their hearts beating faster with every step. The hallways twisted in ways that seemed impossible. Sometimes a corridor that led straight ahead suddenly curved or stretched into darkness. The ship itself seemed to guide them as if it were alive. "Captain, I don't like this," said one of the younger aliens, her voice barely above a whisper. "Every time we take a step, it feels like the ship knows where we are." The captain frowned. "We expected strange, didn't we? Stay alert, observe everything, but do not panic." They entered a large chamber filled with floating holograms. Images of humans flashed silently, humans working at strange machines, humans piloting vast ships, humans standing in front of alien species unknown to anyone. Each image told a story of skill, courage, and intelligence. "These humans, they were more advanced than we thought," murmured one of the engineers. "Look at their technology. It is unlike anything we have ever seen." The captain nodded slowly. Yes, they were not just explorers, they were creators, thinkers, warriors. But why did they vanish? A soft vibration ran through the floor. The lights dimmed and flickered. The aliens instinctively drew their weapons, eyes scanning the room. A hologram in the center of the chamber began to move. It was a human figure, walking slowly toward them, calm and deliberate. "Do not move," said the captain, his voice steady but tense. "Let's see what it wants." The human stopped a few meters away, raising one hand in a gesture that seemed both greeting and warning. Then, in a voice that resonated in the chamber, it spoke, "You are not ready, yet you come. You do not understand what lies ahead." "Ready for what?" demanded the young alien. "We only want to learn about humans. Are they alive? Are they extinct?" The figure tilted its head slightly, a faint smile crossing its holographic face. "Extinct? No. Humans endure. They hide. They prepare. And they return when the time is right." The captain took a careful step forward. "Why here? Why now? Why leave these messages?" The human raised its hand again. "To warn, to teach, to test. You will see, but only if you survive what comes next." Suddenly, the ship shuddered violently. Lights flickered, panels hummed with energy, and the alien struggled to stay upright. The human figure dissolved, leaving only a glowing pulse that moved through the chamber like a heartbeat. "Shields! Shields up!" shouted the engineer. "The ship! It is reacting to us!" "Steady," the captain said, gripping the rail. "Do not panic. Observe. Learn. That is all we can do for now." As the tremors settled, a series of doors opened, automatically revealing hallways filled with strange machinery. Some of it pulsed with light, some emitted low hums that vibrated through the floor. "These are machines," whispered one alien scientist, "but they feel alive, like they are thinking." "Yes," the captain agreed. "Humans created machines that can think, act, and perhaps feel. We are witnessing something beyond imagination." The crew moved cautiously through the corridors. Each turn revealed new wonders, holograms of humans communicating with alien species, massive engines that seemed to draw energy from stars, and strange devices whose purposes were unclear but undeniably powerful. "Captain, look," said the young alien, pointing at a large chamber ahead. "Something is moving inside." The captain motioned for the crew to approach quietly. As they entered, they saw a massive human warship, dormant but perfectly preserved, floating in the center of the chamber. Lights on its hull blinked faintly, like a slow heartbeat. "It is enormous," said the engineer, "and it feels alive." A soft voice echoed through the chamber again. "I am the commander. Humans left me here to wait, to protect, to guide." The aliens froze. The voice was calm, but it carried authority that shook them to their core. You mean a human is controlling this?" stammered one scientist. "Not a human," the voice corrected. "A part of humans. I am intelligence, knowledge, and memory. I'm the mind of a people who never forget. And now, you are here." The captain stepped forward, his mind racing. "Why show yourself? Why not stay hidden?" "To test," the voice said simply. "To see if other civilizations are ready. Some are ready to learn, others are not. The universe is dangerous, and humans endure because they understand danger better than any other species." The crew exchanged nervous glances. They had expected humans to be extinct, weak, or perhaps myth. Instead, they faced a civilization that had prepared for millennia, a civilization whose technology and intelligence dwarfed anything they could imagine. Suddenly, the ship's systems flared with energy. The massive human warship began to hum, as if awakening after a long slumber. Panels lit up with coordinates, star maps, and energy flows. The aliens watched in awe as the ghost ship moved slightly, almost imperceptibly, toward the outer corridors. It is moving on its own," whispered the young alien. "But there is no pilot." "The commander," said the voice. "I am the pilot. I am the guardian. I am the memory of humanity, and now you will see what humans can do if they choose to return." The captain clenched his jaw. "Return? You mean humans will come back? After 20,000 years? "Yes," the voice said, "and when they do, the universe will remember their name. For now, watch, learn, survive." A sudden alarm blared through the corridors. Lights flashed red and energy readings spiked. The ship was alive, fully awake, and aware of their presence. The crew scrambled, following the captain's orders to secure their positions. Every system reacted to them, every panel flickered with strange symbols. The human warship shifted slightly, as if observing them with a consciousness beyond their understanding. "This is incredible," murmured the engineer. "We are standing inside history and the future." The captain nodded, his eyes fixed on the glowing warship. "Yes, and we are only at the beginning. Humans are not gone. They have only been waiting. And now we see the first signs of their return." A soft vibration pulsed through the floor, like the heartbeat of the ship itself. The voice spoke once more, calm and commanding. "Remember this moment. The universe is vast, and humans endure. They always endure." The aliens stood in silence, hearts pounding. The ghost ship had revealed a secret no civilization could ignore. The story of humanity was far from over, and they were now part of the first chapter of its return. The ghost ship hummed with a power that made the alien crew uneasy. Every step they took seemed to echo through the corridors, yet the ship remained strangely calm. The massive human warship at the center of the chamber had shifted slightly, as if acknowledging their presence. "Captain, it moved," said the young alien, his voice trembling. "The ship, it is not just alive. It is aware of us." The captain studied the glowing panels lining the walls. "We knew humans were advanced, but this is beyond anything we imagined. Keep your senses active. Do not let your guard down." A sudden vibration ran through the floor. The warship pulsed again, its lights brightening in a slow rhythm. Then the AI voice returned, calm and deep. "I am the commander. Humans left me here to wait, to guide and to protect. Now you are close enough to witness what humanity has become." The aliens froze. The voice was not just a recording, it carried intent, intelligence, a consciousness that seemed almost alive. "What do you mean? What humanity has become?" asked one of the engineers. "Are humans really still alive?" The commander's voice carried through the corridors. "Alive in ways you cannot imagine. We endure, we adapt, we wait, and when the universe is ready, we return." The captain's eyes narrowed. "Return? You mean humans are planning to come back?" "Yes," the voice said simply. "And when they do, the universe will feel the weight of their presence. But first, you will see the first step of our awakening." The ghost ship shuddered again. Panels flared, lights strobed, and the floor vibrated under the crew's feet. A large section of the corridor opened automatically, revealing a room filled with machinery, far beyond the aliens' understanding. "These machines," whispered the young alien, "they feel alive. It's like they are thinking." "They are," said the captain. "Humans built intelligence that lives beyond the body. It is part of their legacy, their survival." As they stepped forward, one of the doors at the end of the chamber slowly slid open. The room beyond was vast, filled with consoles, charts, and strange glowing orbs that floated in mid-air. At the center, a figure appeared, a human, taller than the holograms they had seen before, radiating authority and power. "I am awake," the commander said. "I have waited for 20,000 years. My purpose is to guide those who find this place, and now you have arrived." The aliens exchanged glances. Awe, fear, and disbelief battled within them. They had expected humans to be legends, perhaps extinct myths, yet here was proof of intelligence that far surpassed their imagination. "Why show yourself now?" asked the captain cautiously. "Why reveal so much?" "To test," replied the commander, "to observe, to ensure that those who meet humans are ready to face what comes next. Some civilizations will crumble, some will learn. You may survive." The young alien stepped forward, curiosity stronger than fear. "Survive? What is coming? What do you mean?" The commander's eyes seemed to glow faintly. "A threat that no civilization can face alone. Humans prepared for it. We vanished to grow stronger, to wait for the right moment. And now, the first steps of our return have begun." Suddenly, the massive human warship began to stir. Lights along its hull flashed like lightning, energy flowing through circuits that had slept for millennia. The ship shifted slowly, deliberately, as if awakening from a deep slumber. "Captain, it is moving on its own," the engineer whispered. "There is no pilot, yet it obeys something." "The commander," said the voice, calm but commanding. "I am the pilot, I am the guardian, I am the mind of humanity." The aliens watched in awe as the warship adjusted its position, aligning itself with the outer corridors of the ghost ship. Its systems came alive, energy flowing through engines that could harness entire stars. Humans. They could destroy entire fleets with this, muttered one of the scientists. Or protect them. We do not know their intention. The commander's voice carried through the chamber again. Intentions are simple. We act for survival. We defend those who cannot defend themselves, and we prepare for threats that would annihilate any unprepared civilization. The captain swallowed hard. And you have waited 20,000 years. Yes, said the commander, and now the first part of our legacy awakens. You will see why humans endure. A soft pulse of light spread from the commander, moving through the warship systems, activating dormant consoles, engines, and weapons. The aliens could feel the ship's power resonate in their bodies, a hum that vibrated through their minds. What will happen if they return fully? Whispered the young alien, voice trembling. The universe will remember. Humans, the commander said almost softly. Not as myths, not as legends, but as a force beyond imagination. And you are witnessing the beginning. A sudden alarm flared across the ghost ship. Red lights bathed the corridors, panels flashed warnings, and a low hum grew into a roar. The alien crew braced themselves, unsure whether the ship was attacking or merely announcing its awakening. The captain held up a hand. Stand firm, observe, learn. That is our only choice. We are here to understand, not to interfere. The commander's voice echoed one last time through the chamber. Humans endure because we plan, because we adapt, and because we wait. Now, you will see what humans can do when they choose to awaken. The warship pulsed again, lights dancing across the walls like fire in a dark forest. The aliens could only stare, hearts racing, minds struggling to comprehend the scale of what they had found. This is beyond anything, whispered the engineer. We are standing inside history and inside the future. The captain nodded, eyes fixed on the glowing human figure and the awakening warship. Yes, and we are only seeing the first step. Humans are not gone. They have been waiting, and now the universe will learn why. Outside, the stars shone silently, cold and distant. Inside, the ghost ship was alive, conscious and aware. The story of humanity was no longer a tale of the past. It was a force awakening, ready to reshape the galaxy. The young alien murmured almost to himself, Humans, they are not myths. They never were. The captain's gaze met the glowing warship, and now we will see what it really means for the universe. The alien crew gathered around the glowing consoles, eyes wide as the human AI commander continued to guide them. Every panel, every screen revealed fragments of a story that seemed impossible to believe. Images of humans filled the displays. Humans exploring distant planets, humans building massive machines, humans leading fleets across the stars. Captain, this is incredible, whispered the young alien. They conquered the galaxy in ways we never imagined. The captain studied the holographic maps carefully. Not conquered, observed, protected. Humans were never tyrants. They prepared for threats that no one else could handle. The AI commander's voice echoed softly. Humans understood that power without wisdom is dangerous. We observed, we learned, we waited. And when the universe required our presence, we disappeared to grow stronger. One of the engineers stepped forward, trembling slightly. Disappeared? You mean humans left intentionally? They abandoned their worlds? Not abandoned, corrected the voice. We left to prepare. Our enemies were beyond imagination. To fight them, humans had to evolve, to plan, and to wait for the right moment. The young alien turned to the captain. Enemies! What could be so dangerous that humans had to vanish? The captain shook his head slowly. Whatever it was strong enough to make even the legends of humans cautious. That alone tells us humans are extraordinary. The AI commander spoke again. We fought wars that spanned galaxies. Entire civilizations underestimated humans. Many fell, many survived, but none matched our strategy or resilience. And now, you witness the legacy of our endurance. The aliens walked through the chamber, studying the holograms. Battles were displayed with precision. Ships moving in perfect formations. Humans leading attacks with intelligence no alien fleet could match. Yet there were moments of sacrifice, humans giving their lives to protect colonies and allies. They fought for more than themselves, muttered one scientist. They fought for the galaxy, not for power, not for glory. The captain nodded. That is why humans endure. Strength is not just physical or technological. It is the courage to act for others and the foresight to prepare for the worst. A sudden alarm flashed across the consoles. The warship systems hummed louder, and the AI's voice grew firmer. You must understand, humans' return is not for conquest. It is for protection. We cannot ignore threats that could destroy everything we built. The young alien stepped closer to one of the floating orbs. It displayed a battle scene from thousands of years ago. Look at this. Entire fleets destroyed, humans survived. Yes, the commander said, through strategy, planning, and understanding of the universe. Humans never rely on luck. We calculate, adapt, and endure. Many civilizations failed where we succeeded. One of the engineers looked uneasy. And now you are awake. You can move the warship, control your fleets. You could attack any civilization if you wanted. The commander's tone was calm, but firm. Intentions are clear. We protect, we prepare. Destruction is only a last resort. The universe will know humans not as tyrants, but as a force of survival and intelligence. The captain's gaze hardened. And what about the civilizations we encounter? How will they react? Some will panic, said the AI. Some will resist, others may join. It matters little. Humans endure because we adapt, because we plan, and because we act decisively when required. The young alien glanced around, overwhelmed. All this, humans survived, waited, and prepared for threats we cannot even imagine. And now they are coming back. Yes, said the commander. And the first step of our return begins now. This ship is a messenger, a guide, a warning. Those who encounter us will understand that humans never fade. We endure, we adapt, and we act when necessary. A sudden flicker of light ran through the chamber. The floating orbs began to shift, displaying more battles, more human achievements. Colonies rebuilt after wars, machines operating in perfect harmony, humans interacting with alien species with respect and diplomacy. They are more than just warriors, whispered the young alien. They are leaders, teachers, guardians. Yes, said the captain, and the universe underestimated them. That is why humans survived. That is why humans endure. And now we see the first sign of what is to come. The AI's voice softened slightly. You must understand, aliens. Humans were never meant to dominate. We were meant to survive, to guide, and to protect. The galaxy will remember us not for war, but for endurance, wisdom, and action in the face of danger. Suddenly, the massive warship began to hum more intensely. Lights along its hull flickered with energy, as if the ship itself were awakening. The pulse of power ran through the ghost ship, vibrating under the alien's feet. Captain, it's alive, said the young alien, eyes wide. Every system responding. It's like the ship has its own mind. The captain nodded slowly. Not just a mind, a legacy. The mind of a people who never forget, and we are witnesses to its awakening. A low, resonating hum filled the chamber, vibrating through walls, floors, and the hearts of the alien crew. The AI spoke one final time. Remember this, humans endure, we vanish to return, we wait, we learn, we prepare. And when we act, The universe will understand why humans are not just survivors. Humans are the future. The aliens stood in silence, absorbing every word, every flicker of light, every pulse of energy. They had thought humans were myths, extinct, forgotten. Instead, they were witnessing a civilization that had mastered survival itself, a civilization that waited patiently for the right moment to awaken. The young alien whispered almost to himself, "Humans, they were never gone. They were always preparing, always waiting." The captain looked toward the massive human warship. "And now, the universe will see what humans truly are. We are standing inside the beginning of their return." Outside, the stars glimmered coldly, distant and indifferent. Inside the ghost ship, the story of humanity unfolded in light, sound, and power. A story of endurance, courage, and strategy that had waited 20,000 years for the right moment. The pulse of the ship grew stronger, a steady rhythm that promised something immense. The alien crew realized that the universe was about to change, and they were the first witnesses to a story no one would ever forget. The alien crew drifted near the edge of the galaxy, their eyes glued to the viewports. On the sensors, faint blips appeared, growing larger, brighter, more organized. Hundreds of ships, all moving in perfect formation. Humans had returned. "Captain, look at that," said the young alien, voice trembling. That is a fleet. Humans, they actually came back." The captain's jaw tightened. "Stay calm, observe, learn. They may be dangerous, but they are not reckless. Every move is calculated." On the ghost ship, the AI commander's voice resonated through the corridors. "Do not fear. Humans return to protect, to correct, and to act where others cannot. But they are aware. They sense all approaching threats." The alien sensors picked up activity from a nearby alien armada. Ships scrambled, unsure how to react to the returning humans. Panic spread across the fleet. They had dismissed humans as myths, legends long gone. But now, the legends were real, alive and fully armed. One of the engineers whispered, They outnumber us. They are faster, stronger, more organized. No fleet could face them directly and survive. Yet they move with precision," the captain said. "Not one ship is out of formation. Not one is wasted. Humans plan for everything, even panic." Suddenly, the human fleet accelerated. Lights flared as their engines ignited, cutting through the darkness of space like blades of light. The alien fleet scattered in disarray, unable to match the humans' speed and coordination. "They are unstoppable," muttered the young alien. "Look at their formations. They anticipate every move. It's like they can see the future." "Yes," said the captain quietly. "Humans endure because they plan, because they act with purpose. Every step has meaning. Every strike has reason. This is not chaos. It is strategy." The ghost ships' systems hummed in resonance with the human fleet outside. Panels displayed energy flows, shields, and weapon systems activating. The AI commander spoke, calm yet firm. "Observe carefully. Humans do not destroy without reason. We protect, we defend, we act when necessary, and every action is precise." The alien armada tried to regroup, firing their weapons haphazardly. Beams of energy streaked through space, but the human ships dodged effortlessly, responding with coordinated strikes that disabled weapons without causing unnecessary destruction. "This is incredible," said one of the engineers. "They are fighting, but they are not killing unnecessarily. They are controlling the battlefield perfectly." The captain nodded. "That is humans, not reckless, not cruel. They survive and protect, not destroy for glory. That is why they endured 20,000 years." The young alien pointed to the viewport. "Captain, look, the humans are targeting the warships that are most dangerous. They are surgical, precise, and fast." "Yes," said the captain. "Every move is calculated, every action measured. Humans are not just fighters, they are strategists, thinkers, and guardians." The AI commander's voice echoed once more. "Humans endure because we calculate, because we plan, and because we act decisively. Those who underestimate us fail. Those who respect us survive. Learn this." The alien crew watched in awe as the human fleet corralled the enemy, cutting off escape routes, disabling engines, and forcing surrender. The aliens realized that any civilization could have resisted only if it understood humans' strategy, their patience, and their precision. One of the younger crew members whispered, We never believed it. We thought humans were gone, myths, stories for children. But now they are real, and they are perfect in their actions." "Yes," the captain said quietly, "and we are witnessing history. Not the past, the present. Humans have returned, and the universe will never forget them." The human fleet formed a perfect ring around the alien armada, immobilizing them without firing lethal weapons. Ships were captured, systems shut down, and crews left unharmed. Humans did not kill without purpose. They dominated with precision and control. The young alien's voice trembled. They could destroy us completely, and yet they spare. They are merciful." "Yes," said the captain, "that is humanity. They endure because they are not reckless. They survive because they are wise. They return not for revenge, but for balance." The AI commander's voice spoke softly, but with finality. "You have seen the first wave. The humans return not for chaos, but for order. Not for destruction, but for survival. Remember this: humanity endures because we plan, adapt, and act decisively. The universe will understand soon." The alien crew stood in silence, hearts pounding. They had witnessed humans return after 20,000 years, not as myths, but as unstoppable, disciplined and precise beings. Every move of the human fleet spoke of intelligence, patience, and endurance. The captain turned to the young alien. "Do you understand now? This is why humans endured. This is why they waited. This is why they will always return stronger than before." The young alien nodded, slowly. "Yes, Captain, we have seen what humans can do. We are not just observers. We are witnesses to the beginning of their dominance." Outside, the stars glimmered coldly, distant and indifferent. But in the space near the ghost ship, the universe had changed. The first signs of humanity's return had arrived, and no civilization could ignore them. The human fleet moved with grace, precision, and purpose, leaving the alien armada stunned and defeated. Yet there was no chaos, no unnecessary destruction. Humans acted not with cruelty, but with control, teaching the universe a lesson it would never forget. The captain looked at the glowing panels of the ghost ship, then at the stars outside. "This is only the beginning," he whispered. "Humans are not just survivors. They are the future," the young alien murmured in awe. "And we are witnessing it firsthand. Humans endure, and now they are here." The alien crew floated in tense silence aboard the ghost ship, eyes fixed on the viewport. The human fleet had moved with precision, surrounding the strategic planets where the alien armada had taken position. Unlike any other invasion, there was no chaos, only calculated, deliberate movements. "Captain, it's happening," whispered the young alien, voice trembling. "They're landing." The captain's jaw tightened. "Stay calm. Observe. Learn. Humans do not act without reason. Every step has purpose. Every strike has strategy." Outside, massive ships descended, releasing smaller crafts that glowed with energy. They moved with speed and grace, landing on alien worlds that had once been centers of power. The alien fleets scrambled in panic, but the humans did not fire recklessly. Instead, they immobilized enemy systems, secured key locations, and advanced. With surgical precision, one of the engineers swallowed hard. They could destroy every planet here, every fleet, and yet they don't. They are merciful. Yes, the captain said quietly. That is humanity. They endure because they are precise. They survive because they plan. They return, not for chaos, but for control. The AI commander's voice echoed through the corridors of the ghost ship. Observe closely. Humans act with intent. We fight only when necessary. We protect those who cannot defend themselves. We act to correct. Imbalance, not to conquer recklessly. The young alien pointed at a planet below. Captain, look, they are neutralizing weapons, disabling fleets, without killing anyone. They are surgical. Every action is controlled. Exactly, said the captain. Humans are not just warriors. They are thinkers, strategists, and guardians. They do not destroy for power. They act for survival and order. On the surface of the planet, human troops moved swiftly. Machines hummed with energy, scanning every corner, repairing structures and neutralizing hazards. Aliens, who had expected slaughter, instead found precision, efficiency, and discipline. One of the alien crew muttered, They could annihilate every enemy, and yet they spare, they teach, they correct, they endure. Yes, the captain said. And that is why humans survive 20,000 years. That is why they will always endure. Strength is not enough. Strategy, patience, and purpose make humans unstoppable. The AI commander's voice resonated again. Remember this. Humans endure because we calculate, adapt, and act decisively. Those who respect us survive. Those who underestimate us fail. This is our legacy. Suddenly, the alien armada tried to regroup, firing weapons at the descending human forces. Energy beams lit up space, but the humans dodged effortlessly, countering with movements so precise it seemed almost impossible. Entire enemy formations were immobilized without a single unnecessary loss of life. The young alien whispered, awestruck. They are perfect in their actions, every strike and every movement calculated. They think 10 steps ahead of anyone else. Yes, the captain said, that is why they are legends. That is why they waited 20,000 years. They endure, because they plan, because they act wisely, because they never forget. The AI commander spoke softly, yet its voice carried the weight of centuries. You have witnessed humans return, not as myths, not as legends, but as a force that balances the universe. We vanish, we wait, we grow stronger, and when the time is right, we act. The human fleet moved across the planet's surface with a grace that left the alien commanders stunned. They secured key structures, neutralized dangerous weapons, and left no unnecessary destruction. The message was clear. Humans could dominate, but they chose precision, discipline, and mercy. One of the aliens whispered, Captain, if this is what humans do after waiting 20,000 years, what will happen when they fully return? The captain's eyes narrowed, thoughtful, yet calm. Then the universe will know why humans endure. They are not just survivors. They are strategists, thinkers, and guardians. They act for survival and protection, not for glory, and that is their greatest power. The young alien turned back to the viewport. Captain, they are leaving now, but the message, the lesson, it is clear. Humans endure. They survive, and they act when necessary. Yes, said the captain quietly, and we have seen it firsthand. Humans are not myths. They never were. They have waited, and now the universe will understand their presence. The AI commander spoke one last time, calm but resonant. Remember this moment. Humans endure because we adapt. We calculate. We act decisively. We return when necessary. And when we do, the Galaxy will remember, we are not just survivors, we are the future. The alien crew stood in silence, hearts pounding, minds struggling to comprehend the scale of what they had witnessed. The human fleet, having completed its mission, rose back into orbit, glowing with energy, silent yet commanding. "Captain, this changes everything," said the young alien softly. "Every civilization, every fleet, the galaxy itself." "Yes," the captain said, looking at the distant stars. "Humans are not just legends, they are a force beyond imagination. And now, we have witnessed their return. The story of humanity is not over, it has only begun." Outside, the stars shone cold and distant, but in the space around the ghost ship, something had shifted. The universe had seen the first proof that humans endure, survive, and act with purpose. Civilizations had been warned, lessons had been taught, and the alien crew understood that nothing would ever be the same. The young alien murmured, almost to himself, "Humans, they endure, they plan, they act, and the universe will never forget." The captain's gaze lingered on the human fleet, now ascending into the void. "We have witnessed the beginning of a legend. Humanity has returned, and the universe will remember why." The ghost ship pulsed gently, a final message of power, strategy, and endurance. The aliens stood together, silent, awed, and humbled. Humans had returned not to conquer recklessly, but to endure, protect, and act decisively. The galaxy had changed forever,